NTSB on the way, and that there have been extra precautions around the crash site. There is now a 5,000-foot ceiling and a 5-mile flight restriction to protect the site and preserve the investigation. We've also found out that the terrain near the crash site is such a challenge that this next sad part of this story will take a while, and that is the recovery of the victims. You might be able to see the crash site easily from Las Virgenes Road, but for firefighters, paramedics, and now the coroner's team to get here, it's a hike.
Given the terrain and the condition of the site, we expect that this will probably take at least a couple, if not a few days to complete the recovery. Our priority is completing the recovery as quickly as possible, but safely.
Dr. Lucas called the terrain some of the most challenging they've encountered. In fact, immediately after the crash, LA County Fire needed a helicopter to bring paramedics to the site, hoping for survivors.
Paramedics were hoisted down to the incident early into the incident. They did a search of the area for survivors. Unfortunately, all the survivors on board were determined to have been perished.
The coroner says they'll need to use county fire equipment to recover all victims' remains. He wouldn't speculate on whether the fire or the impact of the crash itself would complicate formal identification.
The identification can be a variety of things. Fingerprints obviously being the most important or the quickest thing, but other types of methods we can use that are scientifically based, we'll do that if we need to.
Despite the challenging terrain, Sheriff Alex Villanueva has had to order round-the-clock security to keep people away.
We're now faced with, well-wishers and people mourning who have descended on the area, on the residential community, and even the crash site itself. And we have to reiterate, it is off limits to everybody except the first responders and investigators.
Well, until further notice, the sheriff announced that only residents with the proper ID will be allowed into the area. By the way, these closures, to tell you about, the off-ramps from the northbound and southbound 101 closed down at Las Virgenes Road, and also Las Virgenes Road between Agoura Road and Lost Hills closed again until further notice. And coming up at 10:30, I talked to a pilot who helped me listen to some of the traffic control audio that has come out regarding that Sikorsky helicopter, and at 10:30 we will try to explain to you what transpired in that conversation and whether or not it is in any way reflective of what happened. Reporting live in Calabasas, I'm Susan Hirasuna. Back to you.
Just one station delivers better journalism. Fox 11 and Good Day LA. Redefining local morning news with exclusive reports you'll only see on Fox 11 first. Better journalism every day. Good Day LA on just one station. Fox 11.
Alex, I'm at the base of where the helicopter went down, just up this hill off of Willow Glen Street and Las Virgenes. That's where it happened. Of course, it's hard to see in the dark now, but at the bottom of the hill is the command post where first responders have been coming in and out all day. 2 of the 3 coroner vans have already left, but investigators will be here through the night and for the next few days to piece together what caused this helicopter to go down. Smoldering for hours after the crash, Kope Bryant's helicopter sits on a Calabasas hillside. Just below, thousands stare at it blankly, trying to process the loss of the legend they loved so much. Scott Dalen was the first to call 911. He does music and media production at Church in the Canyon and was setting up for Sunday service when he ran into the parking lot at about 9:45 a.m. to grab his headphones and saw the helicopter right over the church.
It was pretty low. The clouds were very thick, and the cloud ceiling was very low, probably 300 feet.
He could barely see the chopper in the fog, slowly travel east across the street from the church and up the hill.
Sinking feeling in my stomach as you could tell that it was just too low. And then about 20 seconds later, I heard the impact into the side of the mountain.
Dalen called police and then directed first responders.
When I finished the phone call, got off with dispatch, we were getting the fire department to the right location.
The tail number matched Bryant's helicopter. The church parking lot quickly turned into a gathering place for thousands of Kobe fans.
I feel like I knew him. You know, a lot of the morals that I live by today are based on what he would live by himself. A lot of people are succeeding because of that lifestyle that he lived, you know, and I totally respect that.
I feel like my heart has broken into two. He was a very important part of my life. Like, besides like playing really good in every single game he played in, but he was also a very humble person.
Mathis Gaston was driving Uber and also saw the chopper right before the crash.
I saw it was kind of like circling, you know, probably in your head or something. I didn't know.
All 9 on board were killed, including Bryant, his 13-year-old daughter Gigi, the pilot, and Orange Coast College baseball coach John Altobelli, who Rocco Constantino knew well.
Coach Altobelli was one of the most respected coaches. He's over 500 wins. He's coached at Orange Coast for probably over 25 years. They had won state championships. He's coached Major League Baseball players, and just a great guy and a great coach from everything I knew.
Church in the Canyon opened its doors for fans to pray, sing, and pay their respects to a legend they can't believe is gone. A few Kobe fans are still here. They just can't bring themselves to leave. Earlier today, they were joined by thousands trying to make sense of this tragedy of a superstar who had so much living left to do. Reporting live in Calabasas, I'm Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.